excited when it comes to talking about blogs because as a business owner, this is what separates you from your competitors. You show yourself as an industry leader. You can do all kinds of blogs. There's textual blogs, there's V blogs where you just add videos and links, or it could just be commonly asked questions where you write an article about specific topics in your industry, answering those commonly asked questions in a blog. And with the help of AI, you shouldn't have any reason not to start creating a blog. Now, if you are watching this, you probably want to start a blog, and in which case we're going to show you how easy that is using our software. Before we get started, even setting up a blog, there's two things that you need to know. One, you're going to need a website page. Now, the website page could be inside of the software or it could be outside of the software. The second thing that you want to make sure you have is a domain name. If you're using yourcompany.com website and you've created a website within the system, you can easily add a page to the website and it would say yourbusinessname.com/blog. If you do have a website outside of the software, I recommend setting up a domain and calling it blog.yourwebsite.com. Either way, you're going to need a website page or you can create a funnel page to host your blog inside the system. Let's go ahead and go into the websites and I'll show you exactly how this works. Let's create a new website. We'll call this blog. I'll go ahead and create new, and you'll see that we've got blog right here with no page. If you haven't taken the website or funnels course, you may want to go do that on how to create an effective page for your website. Right in here, once we create the blog, now we've got to add a page. So we're going to just call this our blog page. So this will be our blog page. This will be the home page to the blog. And we'll create a page. I'm going to create this starting with a blank page because with the blank page, it really allows us to get creative on our blog. This is a website page, a single page, or you can add a new page to your website if it's being hosted inside the system. So what we're going to do, we're going to add the full length. We're going to add a row right here. Once we add the row, then we need to add the element. Now there's two elements we're going to be adding to the page. The first one is going to be the category element, and the second one we're going to be adding is the post element. So you'll see category and post. Now, when you're looking at your website page, you're not going to be able to see the articles. You don't see them in here. You will only see them when you go to preview your page. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and save. When I hit save, don't forget to add your SEO meta information, especially if you plan on submitting your blog for search engines. You want to have a title, a description, a keyword, and even an image here as well. So when you update your SEO, over here to the top right, you'll see this little yellow button that's reminding you to save. Now we've got your blog page set up. We've got a blog page. We've added a couple of widgets, and now it's time to start creating our blog. And you'll see now you've got your blog page all set up and it's ready to go. Once you have your page all nicely set up the way you'd like it to, if you have a header on your website, whether you've added that second page, yourwebsite.com/blog, or you've created its own page, your subdomain, blog.yourwebsite, will be coming back into this web page. What we want to do now is we want to go back to the blog. Now that we've set up our website page inside the system, whether it be a funnel page or a website page or an additional page to your website, now we're ready to create a blog. The system works a little bit uniquely. We're going to have to create a blog, and then we're going to be working on doing a few little minor setup things for your blog. It's time to create our first post. Let's go ahead and create a post. We're going to click create post. I'm assuming you've got an article set up. Maybe you've written it outside, you've got it on a Word doc, or you've got it inside of your Google Doc or somewhere, but let's go ahead and you've written a blog post. This is going to be our article, post 1. We're going to add an image to it. In your media library, you can use Unsplash or Pixabay. We'll say we're going to do this about our salon. Let's go ahead. We'll just select this one. This article is about salon haircuts. And I'm going to go ahead and create a post. You want to make sure your description's a little bit longer, do a little bit of SEO research and make sure that's good. Now, at the very top, we have this beautifully organized and crafted blog format. You can come in here and just get creative. Put a quote in about your haircut or your article. Write an introduction. add an image. You could see all the bullet points, 8 reasons, top 10 tips, and then if you're doing the vlog where you want to link it to your YouTube, you could just put a title, add in your YouTube, and look at this, you're all set. This is a great format in helping you start a blog. So you'll see your start your own blog checklist, create a blog on your page, then add the blog element, add the blog element to your page, and it gives you these instructions right here. In case you forget or want to get good tips on blogs, this is kind of neat to use. So on the top bar is going to be the title of your blog. It's also going to tell you the word count here. You're going to see these 3 little dots where you can duplicate the post. So once you create your own format, you could duplicate it, you can preview it, see the version history, or you can delete it. Over here is where you would save your blog post to save it after you're completed. When you select continue, it takes you to the publish or schedule your blog post page. You want to make sure your blog post has a title, post-1, you've got keywords. Then you're going to want to select a category. We don't have categories yet. So let's go ahead and add a new category. We'll call this haircuts. Let's go ahead and change the image. Let's look for a haircut, or we can use the previous image that we used. Call this haircut. I like to put in an image for each category, so that way that image shows up based on the blog category. So all your articles that are related to haircut will have haircut, and they'll all be in this category. You can give your category description, our haircuts, anything in detail right here. So we're going to go ahead and select that. Now when you drop down, there is my category, haircut. Then you may want to add some keywords that are related to the article, in which case we have haircut. What you'll do is you'll type in your keyword. You just hit enter and it'll pop up the keyword. The author we don't have set, so we may want to create a new author. When you click on new author, you can put your author name, then you can add your image. Once you add your image, you'd add your alt text, put a little information about the author, and then you can put social media pages, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. A lot of businesses won't do an author, but if you have somebody writing blogs for your business, adding an author name. But if you do have an author, or you are the author, or you are wanting to be the author, be sure to add an author. If you're just posting for your business and it's all business related, you can leave the author blank. Down here, you've got blog status. You can save as a draft, publish it, or schedule the publish. So if you save it as a draft, that means you can come back later. If you select publish, when you select publish, this is where you would just publish it for the date, or you can backdate the publish. So if you wanted to have backdated this to 2 weeks ago, you can backdate that. Now, if you want to schedule and publish, this is where you can actually schedule out your post in the future. Why is this important for scheduling and publishing? If you are sharing your RSS feed to, let's say, your social planner, and you have it scheduled to post and push out your RSS feed on certain dates, it's good to schedule and publish your post for that reason if you're going to use the social planner. If you're using other RSS feeds, those are also great. So every time it recognizes that you have a new post, those RSS feeds see it. Your social planner also sees that it's a new post on that day. And depending on how you set up your social planner, that's how that feed will post into that day. Let's say you've got a weekly blog post, and your blog post is every Thursday at 10 o'clock. You release a new blog, and you're ahead of the game. So you can come in and create all of your posts and schedule them out for the next 4 weeks. So you can schedule each one at the certain time that you want, and you're always ahead of the game. I'm going to go ahead and just publish this one now so we have something to look at. When you click on your blogs, now you're going to see that you have one blog post, published blogs, visitors, and you're going to see your first blog post. So congratulations, you've made your very first blog post. Let's go back in. We didn't finish the rest of this part on creating your blog. So that was the top bar menu. The second part is going to be your editing bar. Inside your editing bar, this is where you can bold, italicize, change your fonts, change your text type, change your paragraph to H1 or H5, organize your alignment, indent, any text spacing if you want it to be spread out further, bullet points, numbers, checklists. You've got your highlight text. You've got your inserting a web link. So if you want to link to a certain site, you can add images here as well, where you just add an image. Make sure you put your alt text for SEO. And then you want to make sure if you do put an image in, if it's clicking, is it going to open on a new window or stay in the same page? If you've got audio, you can also enter in an audio clip. You can add video where you can insert from your media library or select a YouTube URL. This is where you can go in and insert a quote. So you see right here, it brings the bar down and it brings in a quote. That's what that is right there. You can also add emojis, put an insert divider where you'd like, and then you can clear your format and clear your format selected. Over here is where we talk about content AI. Let's say you're having trouble writing a paragraph about your blog. All you got to do is come in here and select content AI, tell it what you're wanting to do, an outline, an introduction, or a section. And let's say we're having a little bit problem with the section. Title the content, put in a brief description, enter any keywords, tell it what tone you'd like it to be in, and then you can get 3 variations. You can get a small word count, a medium word count, or a large word count. Custom length goes from 500 to 900 words, or you can do a custom link where you can say 500 to 900 words. Your average blog post should be a minimum 500 words, so you want to make sure that you have 500 words. Using AI to help you write your article is an outstanding tool to use. This is all of your textual content, and adding in a video. If you were to click this right here, you would see the video URL to the URL. If you forget your blog checklist, you can always check this out at the bottom. And when you're putting in a new blog, all you got to do is just delete the elements that you don't want. But I recommend following this format, as most blogs follow a format with a text, an introduction, an image, information about the blog, and if you plan on having a YouTube channel or throwing that article where people can link to the channel. Once you've finished with your blog and you've updated the blog, you've added published or schedule, you have officially updated or edited the blog, and now it's showing published. Let's go over some of these blog settings here. You didn't see this before when you selected blogs because you didn't have your first blog up yet. Now that we've got our first blog right here, we're going to go through some of these settings. Now that we've created our first blog post, look at what you can do. Down here at the bottom, you can update the post, you can duplicate the post, you can change the SEO, preview it, archive it, or delete it. I'm going to go ahead and duplicate the post, and we're going to call this edit post. We're going to call this post 2. We'll just pretend like we changed the entire blog. I'm going to go ahead and save. Continue. We'll go ahead and publish this. I'll use the same categories. We'll go ahead and let's go ahead and duplicate this one more time. So we have 3 blog posts, and this one, we're going to change the format here. Let me go ahead and save. We're going to call this one post 3, but instead of doing a haircut category, we're going to do one on color. Go ahead and change the media picture for the category for color. Let me search hair color. Let's see if we can't find something really pretty and bright. I'll do an alt text for hair color. The category is going to be color, and then we'll talk about hair color. Now we've got a category for haircuts, and we've got a category for colors. We'll go ahead and publish this. I'm not putting an author in here, so we can use this as a good demo. We've got a total blog posts of 3, published blog posts of 3, and we haven't seen the visitors yet because we just published. Now over here in the top, you're going to see blogs, and then you're going to see this little settings. We've got the new post down. Let's go into settings. Inside of settings, this is where you can add authors. So if you've got more than one author, you can add the author. You can also delete the author. We can call the author Kathy T. I'm going to just put in a random picture. This isn't me, but this will be a great picture for a blog author. We'll put in it, and then we'll just put in facebook.com. And we'll hit create. We'll go ahead and add the HTTPS, and we'll just create an author. And now I've got an author right here. You can easily add a new author, or you can click edit to edit your author as well. Change the name and picture. Over here is the categories. Now I just showed you earlier, we created an article and created a category. But if you want to come in and go ahead and create all your categories, you can add a new category right in here just by selecting add category, giving it a label. We have haircut, we have color, maybe this one could be extensions, a picture of extensions, a title, the category extension, and information about the category. So you can begin to grow your categories. The final piece is the RSS feed. This is where we talked earlier about adding your domain. If it's set to your website domain, you'll see different settings in here. If you did blog.yourdomain.com, this is where you want to make sure that you add that domain, or go to settings and add the domain inside of here. That way your blog will be live and all set up for your RSS feed. Now we've got all of our settings in place. Let's go ahead and change one of these for fun. Let's go ahead and update the post right here to the top right. I'm going to hit update. We go ahead and add our fun author, and we'll add that to this one right here so you can see what this looks like here in just a second. So now when you click on sites and blogs, you're going to see all of your articles. You know how to go into settings. You know how to create a new post. You know how to search your posts as you begin to grow your post. You can easily update your post, duplicate your post, change the post SEO, preview your post, archive your post, and delete your post. Let's go ahead and take a look at what this preview looks like. There's my haircut. This is my post 1, and here's my article. If you want to see what it looks like on mobile, there you go. We now have a mobile version and a desktop version. So you can preview it and make sure that you like your blog article and you're good to go. We know all of this was the same, so we'll go ahead and click update again. Now it's time to look at how your blog is being found on the website that you created. So let's check that out next. We spent all this time creating this really beautiful blog, and now we want to be able to see our blog. So what we need to do is we need to go back into the website. Then we're going to go into the blog website that we just set up. And on your websites, be sure to check out the website training so you can really enhance your blog page or even your website. Now, what we're going to do is we created a blog page. Remember we talked earlier, this is going to be blog.yourdomain.com, or it could be yourdomain.com/blog. We're going to go ahead and edit the page, and now we are inside of our blog page. So either way, however you're running your blog, this is what it would look like. You can add elements to your blog page as well by creating a section here. We can create a column, and then we could even add an image or something fun to, let's come in here. I'm going to go down here and I'm going to select an image. You can upload your image from the library or create one using AI. I'm just going to upload one from the library. Let's go into Pixabay. This one looks fun, so I think that'll get some attention right there. And if I want to, I can organize the width, make it smaller, make it bigger, and there's my page of my blog. Let's go ahead and I'm going to hit save. Now that you see that you've edited everything, let's go ahead and preview this blog post to see what it looks like. We did change the pictures, but you'll see post 1, post 2, post 3, and this one was about color. This is about haircut. So we've got this nav item and search. We've got an image, your blog title, the date, how long it takes to read it, which I think is really great when it comes to text, and then your category. This looks good. How does this work? Let's go back to the blog category. I'm going to show you some interesting things that you can do here. The first widget, which was the category navigation widget. This category navigation widget, when you select it, over here on the left-hand side, you're going to see category navigation. Then you're going to see nav item 1, 2, 3. This is where you can select your categories. We can call this hair, and this can go to the category haircut. Let's call that haircut. We'll go ahead and submit. Then we can come into this one. We'll call this color. We'll find the color and we'll go ahead and hit submit. I don't need this third column, so we're going to go ahead and delete. And now you can see we've got it searched. So we can search by category. We can click each category or we can type in search. Let's go ahead and preview this. And you'll see right here, if I select haircut, it's going to show the 2 articles on the haircut. If I select color, it's going to show the article on the color. If I were to search by keyword, that's how it would show up. And that's how you can organize your category and search. Now on the very next one, this right here, we had them in 3 columns. So if you look over here to the right, you can give your blog element a name. You can do these standard 3 columns here. You can even make it compact here. Let's go ahead and preview and show you what the compact version looks like. When you select preview, your articles are now this way, post image. So you can select which type of blog you'd like. Now you can choose the category page that you want to display. We want to do all posts. All posts would show up here. If you wanted to create a separate page, 1 page for haircut and put haircut in it, 1 page for color and put color, you could do that as well. Pagination would be how many articles that you see on the page. In our case, we only have 3, but if you had 6 articles, they would show up here. Then down here, you can change this button where it says more stories. You can say read more. Find more, learn more. You can change your button text color and you can change your border. Let's say you had a really bright, vibrant blog. You might want to change some of this up. Once you're done making all of your changes, the Advanced button allows you to show your spacing, which is how many spacings that you have from the left to the right. If you need more spacing at the top or the bottom, the margin top or the margin bottom. You can also add a shadow. You can also add a border. You do a full border around your blog, the top border, bottom border. You can create the border as solid or dashed. You can show the width being thick or thin if you'd like to have a border. Then on visibility, if this is on your website, you want to make sure that you have it visible both on desktop and mobile. And then any custom CSS would go right here. And that's how you design the layout of the blog look and feel. Now when you click on your blog, you'll see it's within the web page. So you've got your blog header always here, and this is where you would go and read the post. If you had selected new window, it would have put the post in a new window. If you're done reading the blog, you can see the category. This goes back to the writer detail. Remember, I put blog writer, Facebook. We can go ahead and hit back, and then we'll be back to the blog. So we could read another article by clicking more. Here goes my next article. This one didn't have an author, so at the bottom, it's not going to have an author. Then you would select back to blog. All the blog article and elements are all done within the page. So it's real easy to create blog posts, continue to add more blog posts. I believe we'll be able to do a few more customizations in here. The keynote in setting up your blog is just making sure that you have the elements to make your blog be exciting and your content being something worth reading. If you don't want to have the search bar, you don't have to add it. Just remember there are 2 elements currently, and you may be seeing more, but this is going to be your category navigation and your blog post. Now we've got 2 visitors that read the 2 blogs that we clicked. As your blogs grow, you're going to want to go back into your blog page and readjust your pagination, make sure it's the way you want it to as you begin to add more blogs. And now every time you log in, when you go to sites and blogs, you've got a blog article ready for you to click this big blue button that says new post and start creating your next blog. As a business owner, I strongly encourage you to create content and start by doing a small blog and adding more content to your website, your page, and positioning yourself as a leader in your industry.
Oh,